Welcome all of you for this Mastering the Excel VBA macro session. And this session will be the awareness of what is VBA, where actually it is used, what are the advantages of VBA, and how actually you can develop the skills of writing VBA macros. I'm talking about writing the macros rather than just recording the macros. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll go from beginning and we'll try to understand what this VBA is all about. Okay, so most of the people actually feel that VBA means straight away jump into something, start recording the macros and use it. This is not the actual macros what you're actually, are into learn. So into this session. So I'll tell you. First, let me make you people understand what is VBA. Okay. Most of the people actually feel that VBA and macros are two separate things. It is not like that. Let me tell you, VBA means Visual Basic for applications. Okay, Visual Basic for applications. Now, this Visual Basic is actually a software package where we can develop applications. Applications is nothing but the MS Office applications. So what all applications we have? Let me just say MS Office apps. So what all apps we have? Say MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Excel, MS Outlook, and then we have MS Access. We have more other things. These are the main applications what actually we use. So these are the apps. On these apps, we actually use Visual Basic, which is nothing but it is a software package where we can develop the applications. This Visual Basic and the MS Office both are from Microsoft, right? So we have something called as VB 6.0, which was there very long back. We used to use this for developing applications, where we used to create some forms and again write some program on that. Then we can save that as exe file and then we can give it to the client where they used to use the application unless and until this VB.NET, C# and these kind of application software applications came. We used to use this VB 6.0. So what happened? This MS Excel, okay. So when this MS Excel was released, say in 2000 and 2003 versions, especially in 2003 version, I'm telling people, I'm just telling you the background, okay. I'm not teaching any programs as of now. I'll tell you how to actually write the programs as well. So if you see this, when MS Excel came, people used to do all this copy paste work. Even now, most of the people actually still do that copy paste work, right? To avoid this, they thought already we have one software package where we are developing the applications. Why not we actually combine both and do something where we can automate the process? The manual process, what we are actually doing, if you write some program and then we can automate that so we can save some time. So first time what they did is the Visual Basic they implemented in MS Excel. So the MS Office, in that we have this MS Excel application where they started programming within the application itself. That was very successful. And what they did is they started implementing that in all the other applications. So this is how it became Visual Basic, say VB for the application. So this is VBA. Okay, understood what is VBA? Visual Basic for applications. Very simple thing. But most of the people actually feel that VBA is something different and macros are something different. Now, let me tell you, after understanding this, now let's understand what is a macro. Okay, macro. Most of the people actually, when they come for inquiries or so when they call us, they ask us whether we teach VBA, whether we teach macros. Sir, I want to learn VBA as well as macros. Or say they say, I want to master in VBA. And also, will you teach macros? I'll tell you what is macros. Macros are nothing but programs written in VBA. Simple. I'll not write the complete definition. I'm saying programs written in VBA. Now, this VB, the Visual Basic, whatever Visual Basic will be having in the Excel or say any other application, we write small programs. It can be a small program or a big program, whatever. So for that, we call it as macro. But sometimes these macros are also called as, we call these macros as code, instruction. Then we call it as procedure, function, subroutine. Okay, we can also call it as program. Any of these names you can call. Some people say, are you learning coding in Excel? That is a macro. Some people say that, do you know how to program in Excel? That is macro. Are we writing some functions in Excel? Again, it's macro. Procedure, subroutine. The technical name we call it as subroutine actually. I'll show you how to actually write the macros. So people, first of all, you should understand what we are learning. Most of the people I've seen, you know what happens? When they start learning Excel, they don't know why they're learning Excel. They'll not know about the background of Excel, but they want to learn. They'll come to macros class, they'll come to VBA class and they say, you know, I want to become master in VBA. But they don't know what is the background of it. Why actually they need it. Imagine whenever you buy something, first of all, you think that whether it is needed for me or not. Do we purchase anything blindly? No. Similarly, for any courses you join, you know what happens? See, when I message something, okay, in my social media portal, I'll say free session and I'll give some topic. You know how many people that everyone will register. You know how many registrations I've got for this? Almost 175 registrations I've got. How many people are there? Let's say some 25. I think not even 20 actually. No, 25. Exactly. And here we have some 5-6 people. So 30 people are there. You know what happens when they say free, they not even bother. They'll just say, okay, let me register it. Let me see. I'll get one certificate. I'll get some videos. And most of the people actually message, sir, I'm not able to attend. Please send the video. Sir, I'm attending. Please give me the certificate. I'll talk about this in the end because I don't want to waste much time. So what I'm telling is, whenever you're learning something, please make sure that yes, this is required for me. And if you feel that yes, it is required, then only you have to register and then start attending. And attend that with full, complete interest. Don't go just because someone is giving free or someone is giving for 9 rupees, 99 rupees, I'll go and I'll attend. Never do that. Right? So first of all, the topic what I've told is how to master. I'm not telling that I'll make you master, right? See the topic, I'm saying how to master VBA. That means I'm just giving you the guidance. I'm seeing so many social media portals. Many people actually post the certificate of participation, and they'll post one big paragraph. They'll go to Chatgpt, they'll give the content, and you'll get one big paragraph. Copy that and paste it. That comment also is not completely from your heart. Certifications will not give you job. Certifications will only give you the entry for that particular job. That's all. That is, you are qualified. That's all. But again, certificate of participation. Now, please don't ask anyone, do I get the certificate for this session? This session, I told you, this is not a webinar, it's not a workshop, it's just a session to give awareness. No one will do this. You know what they do? They'll say, we are conducting webinar, we are conducting workshop. But in ITAS, we always conduct these kind of sessions. I think most of you actually have attended this. Most of you know about this as well. Okay, so please do not ask for certificate. If you want certificate, I'll give you. But what is the use of it? Right? So what I was actually telling is, whenever you think you want to learn something, make sure that what actually you're learning. So what are we learning now? VBA. But if I start teaching, say straight away, I could have gone and started, writing the macros. This is the program. Okay, some wonderful things I'll show you. Then what happens? People will think, wow, this is the VBA. Then I don't know how to do this. This is very advanced. I cannot learn this. That's why. People, anyone can learn anything. So that is what I'm here to make you people understand that how easy it is to learn programming. Okay. All right. So I was just telling you about the background. Just if you have understood, it's fine. Now let me go to the next level. I'll tell you about what is programming. Okay. Now, what is programming? This is how you should actually learn things step by step. What is programming? Okay. Programming is nothing but it's a language. Now, say for example, I told there are some 25 to 26 people are there. All of us are, speaking in one common language. Right? I'm actually speaking in one common language so that you people will understand. Now, if you just go and check each and every one, if you ask what is their mother tongue, some people will say we are Kannada, we are Tamil, we are Telugu, Malayalam, Hindi, or some people are coming from outside, so they give their mother tongue. So everyone have got their own mother tongue, they speak in their home. But imagine if people start communicating in their own language, say one is speaking in Tamil, one is speaking in Kannada, one is speaking in Telugu. What about others? Do you think everyone will understand? No. We speak in one common language, right? That everyone will understand. Which language is that? English, right? Now you just understand the language what we're actually speaking so that it is easy for us to communicate is English. Similarly, when I want to speak to a computer, I should learn its own language, what it understands. If you want to go to Germany, you learn German, right? If you want to go to France, you learn French. Why? Because you need to communicate with them. Nowadays, it's fine. Now we have so many, new things are coming, no coding or something. You just type some instructions like generative AI and all. You just give the prompt, it will give the codes. But previously, we had to write the code so that it will understand. So it has to understand. So when I say programming language, it is nothing but it is another language which we are learning so that we can communicate with the system. Understood? Very simple. Computer languages, another language which we try to communicate with system. Then what is VBA, Java, Perl, PHP, C, C++? So many languages are there. People, these programming languages are actually used for different tasks and different purposes. There are a few tools. Power BI, is it a programming language? No, it's not a programming language. C, yes, it's a programming language. C++ is a programming language. Java is a programming language. Like what we have various different languages, these are also different languages. In that, VB is also, it's not a programming language, it's not a language, it's a software package where we can use it for writing programs. VB has been developed by using C++ or C, and now we are having that, which we are writing the macros in MS Office application. Okay, understood? So programming language, say, is nothing but it's another language which we learn to communicate with the system. Right? Now, some people will come, sir, I don't know anything in programming. I'm completely new. I'm from BCom background. I'm from BA background. I am from BSc background. Never have worked on the programs. Do you think everyone, okay, who are master in program, they're born, when they're born only they started learning program? Is it a God gift saying that, yes, you go become a programmer? Nothing, right? They also started, maybe they would have started earlier, but people are starting little later. Many people actually have this confusion. People, why I'm actually telling these things is programming language is very, very easy to learn and write and implement. I'll show you how to write the program. By the end of the session, I may not be able to teach you complete VBA, but at least I'll teach you how to write some simple programs at least. I'm not going to promise everyone saying that within 1 hour, within 2 hours, I'll be making you master. I've seen the ads saying that just give me 4 hours, just give me 2 hours, I'll make you master in Power BI, in VBA, in Python. It is not possible. No one can become master. See, I'm in the industry for almost 18 years. and still I cannot tell that I'm master. I'm still a student because every day I'm learning. And people, all of you are there here. Please do not go with all these kind of foolish things saying that within 1 hour or 2 hours you become master. You cannot become that. You can have the knowledge, you can have the awareness. That's all. You cannot become master. If that was the case, I would have told within 2 hours I'll be teaching you BBA. Go and get the 18 lakhs package. You are done. Why do actually people, go and spend so much? The people, I think some of you are sitting here paying 50,000, 60,000 a year, right? The people are sitting here. I know some of you are actually sitting here who paid almost 50, 60,000 and you're learning from me all the technologies. Why? If within 2 hours you could have learned something and you got a job of 18 lakhs, 20 lakhs, then why will you come here? They should have been a queue, right? Yeah. There's an ad also. There are some companies who are fighting for each other to, you know, get the resource. Never seen that any company is fighting with, right? So don't go with these kind of foolish things. Yeah. So what I was telling is programming language is very easy. Everyone can learn. Everyone. I'm telling this fellow cannot learn because he's from BA background or he's from BSc background or BCom background. No, people in my class, I want everyone to remove that from head that I cannot learn. I want everyone to think that yes, I can do, I will do it, I'll be master in few months or few years. You can learn. How? I'll tell you. It's a very simple mantra is there. That's all. Very simple. So we understood that what is programming language? It's nothing but it's another language which we try to communicate with the system. That's it. So we also just discussed about there are few languages that is C, C++, or say Java or PHP, Python, right? So all these are actually different programming language which we actually use for different purposes, right? But now what are we learning? We are learning VBA, that is macros. Now, people will ask, sir, I have learned C or C++. I know some concept in C or C++. Some people will come, sir, I've already done my Java. Sir, I've done, XYZ programming language. Can I learn macros? People, I'll tell you, if you take the languages, okay, you take Kannada, you take Tamil, you take Telugu, Hindi, you take any languages, we have the alphabets. For every language, we have the alphabets, we have the sentence, we have the grammar. We have the grammar, right? For every language, is there any language which you don't have grammar? Every language will have grammar, correct? And the way what we communicate, maybe the words, the sentence will be different, but the way what we communicate is same, correct? Programming language, all the programming language, there is one common thing called as logic. Logic is the main thing for programming language. What is logic? Logic means common sense. That's all. Let's say, for example, I want to climb third floor. Can I jump to third floor? There's a procedure, right? Either I can take the stairs, first floor, second floor, third floor. Or I can go by lift. Again, I have to go first floor, second floor, third floor only. Is there a way I can jump to third floor? Illogic, right? The logic means, suppose if you want to go, let's say I'm planning for a trip from one destination to another destination, I'm planning, right? Can I jump directly? Yeah, we have so many things. Say I have to take, first I have to plan, then again I have to book the vehicle, and how many people are coming, then what all things you have. So many things are there, right? This is called as the flow chart or say algorithm what you're writing. So this is how actually it's a common sense. That's all. Building logic is a common sense, but in a technical way. That's all. I'll give a task. When we were in college days, for making us practice how to write programs, we used to first write the algorithms or flow chart or something, right? They should tell how to make tea. Write a flow chart for this. How to make tea. This is not a technical thing. This is a common thing. We have to mention right from how actually what all things we have to plan. You might find it say funny actually, but you just think if I say write one flow chart to prepare a tea, then you think what this fellow is asking for preparing a tea. But a lot of things are involved in that, right? You are preparing something, you will go and write all the logics. Similarly, if you're writing the program, logics are very important. Logic is very important. The next one is, I was talking about the grammar, what we have in each language, that is called as syntax. These are very important. If you actually at least be aware of this, then you can start writing the macros or say, forget macros. I'm telling about the programming language. Okay. Right. So I just understand. So by this 1 or 2 points, what I discussed from last 10-15 minutes, you guys are getting that confidence that yes, I can learn programming. Okay. So now I'll ask a question to everyone here who are there in this session. Tell me, are you people now getting confident that yes, I can learn programming? And forget about VBA macros or something. If you are getting the confidence, please message yes. Then I'll start my VBA macros session. People? Yes. I can only see a few of them. Still, you people, some of you are finding it difficult. VBA and what we are using. They have implemented that stuff. Now we are not learning VB 6.0. Okay. Good. I can only see a few of them, but people have not answered. No worries. But I want the people to have that confidence. Okay. If you don't have confidence, I'll tell you people, you cannot learn anything. Now, let me tell you one thing. This is not related to the topic, but just some simple thing I'll tell you. People, first of all, two things you should have while learning anything. I'm not talking only about the subjects, the course, the technical things. Anything you learn, two things should be there. Interest. First of all, you should be interested in the topic. Then you should have confidence. Simple. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not an influencer. Whatever I have learned, whatever I feel, only that I'm actually telling you. If you have interest in any topic, and if you have that confidence to do, then 60 to 70% you are there in that particular, subject or whatever. But if you don't have interest, I'll tell you, you will not learn. How much ever good, say you're learning from very big institute, you go to America, you go to any other country or go to very big institute. If you don't have interest, I'll tell you, you'll not. You'll not get confidence at all. If you have that interest, you know what you will do? Whatever it is, yes, I have to learn. Correct? So these two things are very important. And next, the thing is, one more mantra I always follow: explore, experience. If you explore things, you don't go practice anything, just explore. Then after that, you start practicing, experience. I'll challenge you. You can become expert. Simple. Very simple. That's all. Explore things. After that, try to experience. That is, try to experiment on that. Try to practice. And then I'll tell you, no one can stop you becoming expert. How many of you agree this? People online? Don't worry. I will teach you VBA. This is just to know how much people are attentive and how much people, early morning, I know people would have had good breakfast, good sleep will have. How many of you agree for this? Explore, experience, and expert. Good, Deepa. Good. Follow this, I'll tell you, you can see the success. Very good, people. Now, let's come to the topic, the main topic. People, thank you so much for spending some time, which, maybe it was not within the topic or outside the topic, whatever. I feel that it was very useful for you people to understand the next part of my session. Okay. Now, I want all of you, please concentrate because now we'll be learning the VBA macros. Okay. Type your VBA macros. And people, as I told you, Usually I don't come with the PPTs because I hate that kind of training. But sometimes, even I'm a human being. Sometimes I might forget something. So what I'll do is I'll just bring some PPTs just to make you people feel that I've made some very big presentation and all. But the secret is not you're making some big presentation. It is just to cover up that you might forget something, right? Yeah, so that you might not miss the topics. That's it. Okay. So people, let me tell you, VBA macros. Okay. Now what we're learning is, as I told you, VBA macros can be written in any of the applications. I mentioned about Excel, Word, PowerPoint, all these applications. You can write the macros in any of these applications. But I'm using this Excel because most of the companies actually use VBA macros in Excel. But if you ask me, sir, can I actually go and write the macros in Word, PowerPoint, Outlook, or MS Access? Yes, you can do. No problem. You can do it. Okay. I'll tell you how actually you can learn macros and write macros in other applications as well. So what is that you have to keep in mind? First, we'll discuss that. And then technically we'll go and we'll start writing some simple math. Okay. People, whenever you think that I want to learn the macros, forget about other programming language. Now I'm concentrating only on the macros. Okay. Right. So now, first thing, what you have to do is, now people, if you think that, programming is very difficult, as I told you, please remove that from your mind. Programming is easy. First thing. The next thing is, if I want to learn or write the macros, you should understand a few technical things. What is that? See, there is something called as object hierarchy. People, please don't mind about my spellings because there is no autocorrect here. So I think all of us actually face that problem. So if at all I make mistake in the spellings, please do not mind because there is no autocorrect in Notepad. Because in Word, right click and say correct it. So we have become so lazy. Yeah. Please don't mind if I type something, some wrong spellings. I've told you in the beginning only, so that you people should not comment and say that, sir, you don't know the spelling one. Okay. Everyone are facing this problem and don't point out. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what is object hierarchy? Hierarchy means what? Say in the company we have CEO, then after that vice president, say president, vice president, then the manager. It goes something like this, right? Even in managers, then the junior analyst or something like that. Similarly, in say the applications also we have this hierarchy. So you keep this hierarchy in mind. Based on that, you have to write the programs. How? Let's say first in the first level we have MS Office application, right? MS Office application. This is the first level. We call it in programming, we call it as application, right? We just use application only just to make you people understand. I made it as MS Office application, or I'll just say application. Then under that we have the application. So what application we have? Excel, correct? Excel, see, whenever people learning Excel from me, I always tell use the technical word for that particular say file. So what is that we use for Excel? The file what is actually called as workbook. Okay, we call it as workbook. That's why always make sure that you learn the technical words as well, the technical names. See, application, then workbook. So after that workbook, then we have what? Sheets. Say we can call it as worksheet or sheets. Then after that, what do we have? After sheets, then after that, we have rows. Just copying this. Columns. Then we have shapes. Then we have range. We have chart, pivot table, and it goes on, whatever is there in that particular. Understood? Object hierarchy is not, something very advanced. It just, you have to understand. Now, if I'm writing program in MS Excel, then I'll be using application dot workbook dot sheets dot range. It goes on like this. That means the hierarchy. Can I go directly say application dot range? No, we cannot directly go. We have to go with the process, with that hierarchy. Now suppose now you are writing one program in PowerPoint. I'll show you that also, how to actually, how easy it is to write programs. Okay. Now, let's say I want to uh, write program in PowerPoint. Then this will change. Application, that is fine. Then for workbook, what do we call in PPT? Presentation. This will be presentation. Then after that, for sheets, what do we call? Slide. See, this is what you have to first understand. Application, presentation, slide. So inside that slide, again, do we have rows and columns there? No. What do we have? Shapes, charts, then we have images, objects, correct? Text. Understood? How the hierarchy actually you have to learn? Suppose I'm writing a program in Word, then application, then document, then page, then paragraph, text. Getting my point? Now you understood how easy it is. If you understand the objects in that particular, say macros, then I'll tell you, you can write program in any application. You just have to understand the hierarchy. Now, why it is actually called as, why actually we should, concentrate on this object hierarchy? Because it's a OOPS concepts, object-oriented programming language. Now, say for example, I have a laptop and I have a desktop. Both are used for same purpose, right? I can type something, I can develop some application, I can send a mail, so many things I can do. But are the properties same? They're not same. Take a mobile. Whatever we can do in laptop, we can do most of the things in, say, mobile as well. But are the properties same? No. The methods, why we actually use the mobile is different, why we use laptop is different, but some of the processes are same, but the properties are different, right? Similarly, we have the application, they have some similar methods to work, but the properties change. PPT is used for presentation, workbook is used for creating reports, analyzing, and Word is used for documenting, right? So they've got their own way of using the application. So if you understand this, people, I tell you, it will become very, very easy to write the macros. Okay, now we understood one more thing here. Why object hierarchy is important. What is object hierarchy? Okay, I'll show you what writing the program. What is object hierarchy also? I'll show you one by one. You'll understand. Right. So after this object hierarchy, there are a few technical things what you have to learn. This is common in all the programming languages. I'll just mention a few things. Just keep in mind, I might not be able to teach you everything here because within 2 hours it's not possible. But what I told you is what all things you should be aware to write the macros. But I'll be showing you how easy it is to learn writing the macros. Now say here there are some concepts which you should actually have in mind while learning the programming language. First thing is we should know about the data types. This is common not only in programming language. You go to Power BI, you go to Excel, you go to Tableau, you go to any other programming language. This data type is very important. Next, conditional statement. And then loops. Then functions. Okay. There are so many, but these 4 things you just keep in mind. They're common in all the programming language. Now you might ask, sir, still there are so many. Are there any other things which you should learn? See, technically, if you go and start learning, there are so many things to learn. You have dictionaries. Okay, you have list. So many things are there. I'm not here to make you people confused. I'm here to build some confidence so that you people can actually learn something and at least write some simple math. The common thing in almost all the programming language, we have something called as data types. So what is a data type? Data type is nothing but type of data. See how simple it is. Data type means type of data. Now what is this? You're just telling whatever you're told, data type of data. Then what's the definition? I'll tell you. When I say data type, the type of data what I'm actually using. It can be text, it can be numbers, it can be date, or it can be true or false, or it can also be an image, chart, a sheet, application, anything. Right? Understood? Then why should we actually learn about this data types? People, whenever I write a program, keep in mind it is always necessary that how you save the memory, how you manage the memory. People are very much interested in playing games. When you go to a showroom for buying one laptop or desktop, if you say, I want a gaming system, you go and check the memory space, the memory, how much it will be, like, let's say 16 GB, 32 GB, RAM, should have more RAM. Forget about gaming. You go to mobile showroom. Nowadays, if you go and say, I want 1 GB RAM, you'll say, no, I don't want, I want 32 GB, right? Whether you need it or not, you don't know, but you should have more space. Why? Because your system should be faster. If your system to be faster, you should have more memory space. And if that is not managed properly, you know what happens? Your system will get crashed, or your program will become very slow, or your program will not run at all. So I need to know about the data type because whenever I'm actually writing a program on one particular object or say one particular value, then when I'm saving, say whatever program you write, everything will be saved temporarily in the memory. So when I'm actually trying to save, I should have some space to other, values also to get calculated or say, some operations to be happened, right? So whenever I actually try to write the program, this data type play a very important role because all the values, whatever I'm taking, that will keep getting saved in the memory. So we should actually manage that. For that, we use this data types. Next, conditional statement. I'll show you all this example practically. Don't worry. Conditional statements. In Excel, we have this if conditions. Similarly, in all the programming language, we'll have this conditional statement. Why? Because whenever I'm writing some macros, whenever I'm writing some program, if by conditions, I want to get some results. Right? Now, say, for example, we have GST, right? Say one is 5%, then again 18%, 21%. But for each category, there have been, a different percentage of GST, right? Now, if you want to write a program, I have to say if XYZ, then the tax is 5%. If XYZ, then tax is 18%. So depending on the condition, we need to do the calculation. So if you want to do any calculations like this, if you want to get any results based on some condition, go for conditional statements. Next, loops. Loop means, we say whenever we are writing some mail, someone will say that keep me also in loop. Sometimes there are things which will keep on repeating. I have 100 Excel files. In that I have some data. I'm copying the data and I'm keep pasting it somewhere. I'm doing the same repetitive task, right? I'm doing the same repetitive task. This is called as loop. But the same thing, we can write a program so that we don't have to do anything there. Automatically, the program will be keep doing the repetitive task. It can be anything. That is called as loops. Then functions. There are few things which will be keep doing the calculations again and again, again and again. Let's say I'm copying the data from a website. But if I'm copying from one website, I can give say xyz.com, copy the data. But imagine there are 100 websites, I need to copy the data. Right? So what I can do, I can go and I can write one function. I can just have, I just have to pass the value XYZ website name. It will copy and paste the data file. Right? Okay. So you understood? So there are more other concepts, but try to understand these concepts so that right. So you can make one template kind of thing function and you can call that. Now, for example, if you go to Excel, I'll say equals and say sum. Sum is a function. That function I can use for any kind of ranges, right? So this is how actually you can learn. This is the common thing which is there in almost all the programming language. But people, as I told you, the syntax might change. In some places, say if condition will have flower brackets. In some places, will have parentheses. In some places, we just right away write the code, understand the syntax. Programming language will become very easy. Just 1 week, one programming language if you learn, and take 1 week for any other programming language, it is same. Logics are same. Only thing is the syntax might change. You can learn. Okay, all of you. Now you got an idea on how actually we can start learning the programming languages. In that, we also understood about how we can start learning about the macros, right? Okay. Right. So I should be keep asking questions to the people online. Okay. Why? Because I'll not be seeing these people. The people will sleep. All right. Now the question for people online and also for offline as well. So till now, you spent sometimes say almost some 35 minutes or something. I also felt that you people are getting confidence. But now, how many of you are ready to start learning and writing our first VBA program? How many of you? There are 24 people, including me 25. I want 24 answers. Otherwise, I'll not start. Right? Only few. What about others? Okay, I think almost all of you are ready. Okay. People, don't think that I'll be keep asking you questions. It is just yes and yes answers from them expecting. No, I don't want to listen. No answers. Negative answers. The reason why I keep asking for you people to answer online is I'll not be able to see you people. Okay, so I just want you people to be attentive. That's it. Yeah. Right. So right people. So let's start writing our the macros, and I'll show you how actually you can master it. Say I've already gave you some ideas. Okay. And there is one more dialogue. Okay, many people actually will say, I attended few webinars just to see how they actually conduct. How they'll say, I have a secret which I've never revealed to anyone. In my whole of my experience, I maintain some secret which I've never told to anyone. But I'm just revealing this to you people because I like you people and you are very much interested. You think there is something called a secret in this technical thing, and only one person knows only that secret? Is he a god? Logic question. Yeah, nothing called a secret. I can only tell that yes, I'm more experienced than you people, so that I can teach you something what I have explored. There is nothing called a secret here. If not me, someone else will also be knowing the same concept. Even I have learned from someone else. I didn't go to Himalayas and did tapas and then got this knowledge. Yeah, if that was the case, I would have taken all of you and we would have done some tapas and get all the knowledge. And they'll say, put all that command like this and say, transfer the knowledge. KT, transfer knowledge. Yeah, we cannot do that. Okay. Right, people. So let me start writing the macro. So all of you, please now stop messaging, concentrate here. This concept, what I'm actually telling you, this is very much important for all of you to start writing the macros. What first? Let me open Excel, and I'm not going to teach you Excel here. And I told you I'll be teaching you people macros in Excel. Okay. So I opened the Excel file. So this is my Excel file. Usually the Excel file, what you see here, we call this part as front end. Okay. In Excel, we have two parts. Let me just mention that as well. Say front end and back end. Okay. The front end is nothing but the Excel layout. Back end is the VB editor. Okay. Front end, we call it as the front end is actually the Excel layout, what we have. The back end is VB editor. Okay. Now, what do we see here? This is actually the front end, that is Excel. Now, I need to go to a place where I will be writing the macros. Okay. Now, people, let me just show you something. Most of the people actually, when I say I'll teach you writing the macros, say I want to learn recording of the macros. Recording of the macros is not wrong, but using the code which has been recorded is wrong. What do you mean by this? Let me tell you. Now, before going to that backend, let me just record one macro. Let me go here. I have this developer. There is a tab called as developer. Now, this developer for most of you, it will be not available. I'm not telling that it's available only for me. This is not developed by me. It is available. How to get that? I'll tell you. Let me go here. I'll say, any of these tabs, any of the tabs, right click. And here I have something called as customize the ribbon. Click here. I'll get one window here like this. If you just check this, customize the ribbon, scroll down, can see that I have this developer. This will be unchecked. Check this and say, OK. I'll get this developer tab. The developer tab is available now. Here I have this record macro. So what this record macro will do, let me tell you. See, the record macro will track all the actions what I'm doing. All the actions will get recorded so that the macros are written automatically. I mean, the macros are written in the backend, and then we'll be using that whenever it is required. To just see, I'll go here. I will type something in D5. Let me just zoom this. Okay. Here I have this record macro. I'll click on this record macro, and you can see I'll get one small window here. It lasts for the macro name. I'll say sample macro. And you can see that store macro in this workbook. Yes, if you want, you can give this shortcut key. I'll not give anything because there are so many shortcut keys which are already by default assigned. I'll just say OK. Now here, I'll just type something, say ITS. I typed ITS. Now I'll click somewhere outside. Again, I'll come back here, go to Home tab. I'll make the color of this to red color, then center align, middle align, then bold, underline. Done. I did some actions. Now enough for me. Wherever I have the text, I have to go here and change, to change this, or say it should get this format. Now let me go to this developer. Here I have this stop recording. I'll stop this. Done. Over. I recorded some instructions. That is, I typed some text. Then I made it bold. I changed the color, underline, middle align, and center align. Now, if you want to check this code, what I have to do is I have a shortcut key, that is to go to this VB editor. We have a shortcut key, Alt plus F11. The shortcut. Let me go back. See, I'll press Alt F11. If you don't know the shortcut key, there are many other ways. You can go to this developer. Can you see this Visual Basic? Click on this Visual Basic. It will take you here. Can you see this? See, here I have this module something. And if I double click on this, see. Now, people, this is the macro. See this macro like this. Most of the people, what they do, they'll record macros like this, copy this and paste it somewhere. And if the new person who is not even technical, or say your manager or someone who doesn't know anything, if they see this code, he will feel that, oh my God, so much of codes he has written. That means he is an expert. If you see this many codes, that is what everyone will feel. That is why most of the people will get scared. Seeing this code only, they'll feel that, oh, this is so much of codes are there. That means this fellow is really expert. I'll tell you, people who do this really doesn't know anything about math. Now you see, I'll go here. Let me run this macro. Run means I have to execute. Let me just clear all this. Now, if I go here, if I want to execute this, I have one green color, one icon is there, that is to run, or you can use F5. Let me run this. See, somewhere here it's going to paste. If I go here, I'll just run this again. See, select this. Nothing is happening. I have to type here ITS. See, let me again, I'll clear this. I'll say ITS. Now you just see, I'll run this. The actions, whatever is there, it is trying to apply. But if you want here, it will not work, because if you go and check here, it is saying that D5 dot select. It is selecting D5 only, D5 only. It is trying to make it bold, whatever. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll go here. I will remove this. Okay. Now you just observe. I will go and I'll select here, and now I will run this. See, click somewhere here. Now I'm in K4. I'll run this. See, you're getting my point? When you record a macro, it is like fixed. It is not dynamic. Okay. Don't worry, I'm not going to teach you how to record the macro. You can do the recording macro here, but I'll tell you how to write the programs. Record the macros, keep only those code which are required. Enough. Okay. Let me clear all this. Again, I'll come back to this front end and back end. Okay. So I just showed you how the macros are actually recorded. That's it. But I told you that I'll be teaching you how to write the macros. Now, if you go here, I have this front end and back end. The back end is where we'll be writing the macros. People, let me just tell you, say we have something called as VB editor. What is this VB editor? It is nothing but Visual Basic, the programs, whatever we write the macros editor. Now I told you the shortcut key here. I'm in Excel. I'll say Alt F11. It will take me to this particular editor. This is called as VB editor, the backend. Right? Otherwise, I also told you, you can go here, developer. Here I have this Visual Basic. If I click here, I'll come. Right? So this is where I'll be writing my macros. Let me close this. I'm closing all these windows. Okay, so this is my VB editor. Yes. Let me close and I'll open this again, Alt F11. Now I have a window, VB editor. Nothing is there, just blank window, right? Whenever you go to VB editor, 3 windows are very important. What are those? Let me just make a list of it. Project Explorer. Okay. Then property window. Okay. And then code window. Got it? VB editor, we have many windows. It's not only 3 windows, but as of now, we need 3 windows. First is Project Explorer, property window, and code window. Now let me go here. First, I'll go to this view. Come down, see here, we have this Project Explorer. You have the shortcut keys also there. Control plus R. Click on this. See, I'll get this Project Explorer. The Project Explorer is actually a window which will have all the objects where we write the programs. Can you see that? I have this sheet. Then I have this some modules or something. I'll tell you what all these are. See, we have this Windows Explorer. In Windows Explorer, we have this folders, subfolders, files, goes on, right? Similarly, Project Explorer will have, see, the project is nothing but this application, what we have the Excel file. Now here, the project, we have all the objects listed down. So whatever programs you have to write on any object, we can go and we can check in that particular Project Explorer. Next is the property window. Go to view and here I have the property window. Right? The property window. This property window is nothing but, see, I'll go to the sheet. This is an object. Can you see there is some properties? I'll go to the workbook. There's the properties. Each object has got its own properties. Suppose if you think that I want to change some properties, then I can go to this property and we can change. The property window plays a very important role in changing the properties of the object what you are selecting. Any objects you take. If you want to change the object's properties, then I'll be using this object, the property window. The next one is the code window. Can you see here the white space here? Like a notepad. This is called as the code window where we write the macros. This is the place where we write the macros. Understood all of you? Okay. Now people, we understood three different windows. Please keep this in mind. If you understand this, next level when you're writing the program, you should be easy. It should be more easier for you to write the programs. Okay. Right. So the Project Explorer, the property window, and the code window. These are the three different windows. Okay. Right, people. So let me go back. The code window, I told you the place where I write the macros. This is also called as module. We'll call it as module. You can see that here there is something called as modules. And here say module 1. If I go to this Excel file, what does it say? Sheet 1. If I click here, it says sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, it goes on. Now, if you go here and if you think I want to create some module, say insert module, insert module. So you understood what I'm trying to say? So if you are creating modules, something similar to sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, same thing we have module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4 like this. Understood all of you? Why these modules are actually used? They're used for writing the macros. No. Module is a place where I write the macros. That's it. So let me go back. Okay. So I was talking about Project Explorer, property window, code window. And I told you that the code window is also called as module. That is where we write the program, the place where we write the programs. Now in module also, we have different type of modules. Don't worry about this. But I'll just tell you the different type of modules. What happened? Someone is raising hand. Srivani, any question you have? You have raised your hand. Give me 2 minutes. I'll take all your questions, people. I'll take your questions. Okay. Right. I was talking about code window. Code window is nothing but the module. There are 5 different type of modules. Let me list it down and then I'll tell you why these are actually used. The first one is standard module. Second one is sheet module. Third one is work book module. Fourth one is user form, and then we have class module. People, 1 minute. Just give me a minute. Right, sorry people. Okay. So I was talking about 5 different modules, that is standard module, sheet module, workbook module, user form module, and class module. Now, we understood that module is a place where you write the programs. But why these 5 different modules? I'll tell you. The first module is standard module. That means all the programs which are required to get executed and do some calculations or something will be using the standard module. All the programs, any programs. But there are few programs which are specifically meant for a sheet, which are specifically meant only for the workbook, like saving the workbook, closing the workbook. When I open something, when I open the workbook, something should happen. So these kind of macros will be writing in this workbook module. In a sheet, when I select something, something should happen. Some action should get triggered. So we use this sheet module. User form module. I have to create one form. Then I'll be using this user form module. Class module is something more than all these. That is, suppose if you think I want to create my own properties or methods or something, then we'll be going for class module. So for different purpose, we have different modules, but the way we write the program, the syntax, everything is same. Okay. Now let me understand and write one simple macro here in standard module. Very simple macro, just to make you people understand how we can start writing the macros. Okay. Let me go to this VB editor. I'm in VB editor now. Here, I have different modules, right? This is standard module. Right click, insert, and I'll say module. This is my standard module. This is where I can write the programs. I'm just right away writing the program. Previously, I showed you how to record the macros, right? Now I'll go here to module 1, and here you can see I have the sub and some program name. Remember that it asked for macro name. I gave the macro name, right? When I say record macro, it asked, I gave sample macro and I recorded. So here can you see this? I have the sample macro, the macro name, and then we have all the instructions inside this. Let me go here. This is where I'm planning to write the macro. I created one module. See, the first keyword I'll be using is sub. Now you might ask, what is this sub? To write a macro. If you're recording, you don't have to bother. It will automatically record. But now I need to write a macro. I'll say sub. Sub means, I just mentioned here, right? This one. Subroutine. Subroutine means program, macro, instructions, you call it, procedure, whatever. Okay. So what is subroutine? Subroutine is nothing but the program or the instructions what actually we are writing, right? Okay. Now we understood that we have this sub, that is subroutine. I'll give a space. After space, we need to write the program name. What is that I'm writing? Say I'm writing some, I'm writing some instructions. Based on that, I need to give the program name. Let's say I'm writing my first program. So what I'll do, I'll say my first program. We just observe, did I use space there? No. When I say the program name, there are few principles, rules which you have to follow. What is that? Say I given my first program, no space. That means we cannot have more than one word. It should be only one word. If you want to give two words and space, you have to give, right? No space is allowed. Program name. See, don't get confused. In the program name, I'm telling. Program name. Again, I'm repeating. In the program name, no space is allowed. No special characters. No dot symbol, that is period symbol. You cannot start the program name with numbers. It will throw error. Let me repeat again. No space, no special character, no dot, and it should not start with the number. This rule applies to almost all the programming language as well. Now, suppose I want to give a space, then what I'll do, I'll say underscore. See, like this. So underscore is the only special character which I can use in the program. After one character, you can use numbers. After one character, you can use the numbers. Understood? So you have to follow these rules, and two programs cannot have same name. Got it? Okay. Now, after writing the program name, press enter. When I press enter, you see, I'll get something called as end sub. You see this end sub, that means I'm trying to end this particular program. But there is a space in between. Here we have in between this sub and end sub, we have some space here. So this is where I'll be writing the instructions. Now assume that I want to learn. So I'll just write one simple, very simple macro. I'll say message box. Message box is an inbuilt function. Message box is an inbuilt function which will help me in displaying the message. I will just mention this is my first program. This is my first program. Now let me keep my cursor inside. And here you see there is one small button, a green color button, which will help me in executing. Or I'll go here, I'll press F5. If I press F5 or click on this button, see, I'll get this message. Understood? Yeah. So this is how actually we can start writing this. That's all is the macros. Sub, program name, and sub. In middle, whatever instructions we write, that is what we'll be actually using here for writing the macros. So you can keep developing the say the macros. Right now, this program, whatever I'm writing, this is hard coded value. That means it will display always. This is my first program. Now, suppose if you want to get the value from Excel sheet itself. Now, see, I'll copy the same program. And this time I'll just change the program name. I'll say display message. You can give any program name. I want to display the message, but now I want to get the value from Excel sheet. Let me go back. Can you see this? I have the sheet one. In D5, I'll say welcome to VBA macro master. Okay, let me delete this. The message what I want now, it should come from first sheet. That is from Excel. Now what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll say sheet one. Remember the hierarchy I told? Now I'm taking from sheet one dot range of. See the syntax. Range of. Where is that value? It's in D5, right? Dot value. Sheet one dot range of D5 dot value. Now let me run this. If I run this, see, welcome to VBA macro master. Now I'll go back. I'll change the message here. This is our first VBA. Let me run this. See, you got the point? If I'm actually using this is like you're just hard coding the value. Again and again, I have to come and keep changing the message in the program itself. But what I've written here, this is we can take the message from the Excel sheet to execute. Understood? So likewise, there are so many things. Let me show you one more macro. I want to add two numbers. I'm doing some calculation. Let's say here I have say num1 and num2. Here I'll say total. Now here I'll say 100, 200. I want the total here in E12. The first number is in E10. The second number is in E11. And I want the total in E12. Let me go back. I'll say sub add two numbers. Right? Now here we'll say sheet 1 dot range of this value, that is E12 dot value is equal to dot value, that means that particular cell value. I can copy the same code here. I just change this to E10 plus E11. Okay. Let me run this. See? Now I'll change this to 800. Nothing will change unless and until I execute it. I want to execute it. I don't want to go again and again to my macro. That is VB editor. I'll go to this insert and I'll say shape. Let me take one shape here. I will go here and I'll try to format it. I'll say add, like a button. I'll just make it. Select. Okay. Right click. And here I'll say assign macro. Assign macro. I have written one macro here. What is that? Add two numbers. Say okay. See now. Can you see that? Let me change this. And here I'll run this. See. I don't have to go and keep pressing F5. I can create one button here and then click here like this. Understood? So this is how actually we can write the macro assigned to the button. Now assume that I have written my macros, my applications are done. Now I need this file to be saved. Very important question. I need this file has to be saved. I'll say Control S. Yes. When I say Control S, it will ask for saving the file. I'll go to one folder. Let me go to my folder here. So I already have one folder created. Okay, I'll go to that particular folder. VBA. Okay. So here I'll say VBA session 0, 0, 1. But people, whenever actually I'm saving the file with macro, see, sometimes it will be like .xlsx. This is a normal Excel file, right? But for me, I want this to be macro enabled. Always make sure that I'll save this as macro enabled file. I might ask why this .xlsm or macro enabled. What actually is this format? Whenever I write a macros, even if it is a one single macro also, I should save the file as .xlsm. Why? Because this .xlsm, whatever we are saying, that will save the macros what we have written in the backend. If you are saving it as normal Excel file, you know what happens? The macros will get deleted. So you should be very careful about it. Whenever you think that I'm actually writing a macros, make sure that You are giving a file name. Along with that, I'll say dot xlsm and then I'll say save. Now my file is safe. Even if I close this file, not a problem. My macros are saved along with the Excel file. But if I save it as .xlsx, unless and until your file is opened, the macros are there. Once you close and again you open, macros are deleted. You will not get those macros. So please be very careful. Okay. All right. Now, people, we understood very simple. We just wrote very simple programs. Now, what I'll do, I'll go back. Here I have one simple program what I've written. Say this is just a simple program what we are writing. There are so many things what we have to we can write the programs. That is, we can use data types and write. Now, if I tell all these things, you'll not understand, and I don't want to confuse you people. At least I want you people to understand how to write the program. Okay. Now, see here, this code, right? It is getting executed. Executed means say I'll change something here, and if I click here, see it's getting changed. But what I'll do, I'll take this code. See this code, same code I'm taking, copying. We have different modules, right? We have different modules. Can you see here? I have the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Let me double click on the sheet 1 because my data is in sheet 1. Let me double click, and here I will select something called as worksheet. Automatically, I'll get one code here. Inside this code, I'm pasting the same code what we had written for adding two numbers. Adding two numbers. Now, just observe. I'll go here. Previously, I was changing the numbers, right? I change the number and click on the button or say F5. But now you just see, I'll make it as 100. You just observe when I say enter. See? Let me go here. I'll change this to 345. Can you see that? Automatically it's happening. So whenever you think I want to get the calculations, the program run automatically within the sheet, then I'll be using the sheet module. Got the point? When are we using the sheet module? Sheet modules are always used to execute the program automatically in the sheet itself. So whenever you think that I want to write some program for the sheets, then I can use this sheet module. Okay. All right. Let me go here. You change anything. See, automatically it will get changed. I'll save this. I'm in sheet 3. I'm saving this file. If I close this, let me close this file. The file is closed. Now, if I open this, it is opening sheet 3, correct? For me, whenever the file is opened, I want that to get opened automatically in sheet 1. Automatically in sheet 1. In that case, what I'll do, Alt F11. Let's see this workbook. For me, when I open a workbook, it should automatically open with the first sheet. I'll double click, and here I have this workbook. Can you see this workbook open? Sheet 1 dot activate. That's all is the code. Very simple codes. Let me save this. And I will close this. Okay. Now you say I'm in sheet 3. I will close this file. Now what is that I wanted? Whenever I open, it should open where? In sheet 1, right? Let me open this file. But we saved in sheet 3 and close the file, right? Previously it was open in sheet 3 only. Now let me open this. Say enable. See? Can you see that? Automatically it is going to sheet 1. Let's try again. See? This is the power of VBA. You can do anything here. See, there are a few things which you can avoid. Say we can automate a few process in Power Editor or something like that. But VBA has got such advantage that you can do lot many things. You can control the entire application itself. I'll show you one of the projects which I've done. Okay, so that you'll get an idea to what extent we can actually use this VBA. Right. So people, now suppose you think, let me show you one code, because now if I teach you data type, you'll seriously not understand. I'll just tell you, suppose I have a chart. I want to export this to PPT. Now, if I say this one, say, when you go to any webinar or seminar or workshop or something, if I tell that, I'll be teaching you about how actually you can export the data from Excel to PPT. They'll think that it's a very advanced thing. People will think that it's very complex. I have to learn a lot of things. Yes, we have to lot of things. Along with that, we should also keep in mind that it is easy to work. Let me tell you, I also told you that I'll tell you how to actually use this Chatgpt for using this macros, how to create the macros, right? Let me also show you that. So let's take an example. Let's say people, I'm opening this ChatGPT. Why I'm actually opening this ChatGPT is most of the people think that ChatGPT will give you everything. Yes, it will give you everything. But if you don't know how to use it, then what is the use? Now let me tell you one thing. I want the PPT. There is a chart that has to be transferred or say exported to PPT. This is my requirement. Some people what they do, they'll think that, oh, I know everything. I'll go to ChatGPT. I'll give the prompt. It'll give me the result. Let me show you one. I'll go here. I'll say, I need an Excel VBA macro to export, okay, a chart which is in MS Excel. This is what my requirement is. Nowadays, everyone know how to use ChatGPT, so I don't have to go and tell them that how to write the prompts. Now, I gave one prompt here and I'll say enter. When I give this enter, it is trying to give me the code, right? Let's see. Okay. This is the code. By seeing this code itself, people will get scared. First timers, the beginners, you see, oh, so many things I have to write. But they're not bothered. You know what they do? They'll say Control C, paste, and then start running. Oh, sir, it's not working, sir. ChatGPT has given me all the codes. Some people actually call me. They say, sir, I'm actually doing some task. I gave ChatGPT, I've taken the code in ChatGPT, but still it is not working, sir. What do you mean by this? Still it is not working. ChatGPT is not God. It's not doing any magic. Whatever it has collected the information is just giving you, that's it. And you can see that there'll be one message also. Can you see that? ChatGPT can make mistake. Check important info. Yes. So whatever ChatGPT is giving, it's not 100% correct. But I'm not telling that it will not give right results. But if it's giving something like this, if you don't know the logic, then what is the use? Copying and pasting. When I was in school, so we used to copy a lot. But luckily, I know how to copy. But my friends were there, they don't know how to copy also. My teacher told, I'll give you the book, textbook, entire textbook, if people pass and show. So there are some people, even if you give everything, they don't know how to copy also. After copying, pasting, I don't know how to edit also. Don't be those kind of people. I want the people to be, logically at least strong. Why? Because see, even I don't know so many things. Even I go to ChatGPT and take, but I try to edit that. At least I try to understand that. Learn something like that. If you don't know the basics of it, people will think nowadays people's mind is I'll go to YouTube and I'll learn. I'll go to ChatGPT and get the code. It'll not work. People, I'll tell you why it'll not work. You go to most of the YouTube and you check. There people will teach what they know. They'll not teach you what you want. You just go and observe. Now, people will think that, oh, this fellow is teaching so many things. I'm not telling everyone will do that. Most of the people actually will go, in YouTube, you just go and check the videos. It will be like whatever they know, they'll tell. Yesterday, I was watching one of the videos, which, one person will keep on putting some ads. I just saw one video, then I thought, she doesn't know how this sum x work in Power BI. Okay, sum x. She's just telling something what is there in that, the definition. That's all over. So most of the people will not actually teach you. They'll just tell. That's all. So you should select the trainers or select the videos. I'm not telling everyone are like that. There are some very good videos also. So select those kind of things who will actually teach you, or who, if you see you can learn something. Just for views or likes or subscribers, some people will do. Don't go for those things. Okay. Now, the same thing I told you, I'll show you how to export the chart to PPT. I'll show you how to do that more easier than this. Right? Let me go back. Let's say I will just take one chart. Okay. Few things you might find it difficult to understand, but I'll tell you what it is. Region 01. Okay, let me copy this down. And here, randomly, I'm just giving some numbers. Okay, I'll create one chart. Quickly, we'll just create a chart. 100% PPT. This is a chart. Okay, I want this chart to be exported to PPT. Right now, exporting. See, this is actually considered as advanced program, but I'll tell you how advanced it is. After that, you decide. What I'm trying to tell you people is everything is easy to learn. That's all. Now I'll go here, Alt F11. I'll take one separate module. Let's take a separate module. I'll say sub export to PPT. Okay, this is my program. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to export the chart which is there in Excel to PPT. Now, first step, what you have to do is, because this is actually not within the application itself, this is outside the application. That means this is not Excel, this is PPT. So it's a separate application. You have to connect it. So for that, what I'll do, first step, I'll go here and can you see this? I have these tools and here I have these options. No, sorry, reference. I'll click on this reference. Tools reference. Say here, I'll get something like this. Don't worry. This is nothing but you're just trying to connect with the codes of PowerPoint. Now I'll just press M, which will take me to this Microsoft, because here we have this Microsoft PowerPoint. Can you see that? Microsoft PowerPoint. Here, I'll just select this. This is nothing but the codes of PowerPoint is connected here. We're just enabling it. References. For me, it is 16.0. For you, it might be 12.0 or 14.0. No worries. You can connect depending on the version, it changes. I'll say, OK, this is my first step. Anyways, I'll be sharing this video with you people. So please, we can go step by step. OK, right. The next is we have to define the data type, which I've not taught you, but still I'll tell you what it is. I told you it is to manage the memory, right? Now I'll say dim. Okay, don't worry, what is this dim? Dim is nothing but declaring in memory, where we are trying to tell the say system that we are trying to save something here in the memory. We're declaring some space there. Okay, I told you to manage the space. PPT application. I told you the hierarchy. You see now that we come the picture as PowerPoint dot application. So what is that hierarchy we had seen? If you go here for PowerPoint, say application, then presentation, after that slide, right? Say dim, this is application. Then what is the next one? Dim PPT presentation, right? Dot presentation. Then what do we have? Slide, right? Understood? The hierarchy I've given here: application, presentation, and slide. Now I need to create that particular object because It's a separate application. So we have to create it. How to create that? Say again, set PPT equals create object. Then I'll say PowerPoint dot application. Because it is actually another application, we have to do this. I'm trying to create the application here and I'll make it visible. Why? Because it will not be visible. Say visible equals true. Now you see, I'll execute this program. You just observe, I'll execute this program. Can you see that the PPT got opened? Yeah, that means the PPT application I created. Now the next step is what? Next step is adding the presentation for that particular application what I opened, right? Presentation. Next, within that application, I'll say set PPT presentation equals PPT app dot presentations dot add. I'm adding a presentation. Same thing if you want to do that in the workbook, say workbooks dot add. That's all. Documents dot add. Let me go here. I want to create one slide equals PPT presentation slide dot add. I'll say slide number 1 and we need to give the layout. I'll make it as blank. See the hierarchy application. Then we have this presentation and slide. Let me run this. See, I got this PPT. Then I got the presentation. Can you see the slide here? Done. Simple. If you go and check the code here, let me close this. Check in Chatgpt. I'm not telling this is wrong. I'm just telling, see here also, we have, something like this, where it's not giving me PowerPoint. I think I given wrong. Oh, sorry. Here, export a chart, which is in Excel to PowerPoint. That's why it's not giving any application. They say PowerPoint. Let me just go and give it. Just wondering where is that PowerPoint application? It's not shown. See how much of codes, right? So much of codes, right? Now see this code. Now I need to export the chart. Let me go here. I have this chart here. This is a chart, correct? Let me name this. It's a good practice. Say OBJ chart is what the name I'm giving. I gave the name. That's it for that particular chart. Now I'll go back here. I'll say sheet 1 dot. Okay. Shapes of OBJ chart. It's called a shape now, not range, because it's an object. Dot copy. I just copied. Now I have this PPT slide dot shapes dot say paste. Paste. Okay, we have to paste that particular shape which I have copied. I will just see, I'll run this. Done. Don't you feel it is simple? After that, we can keep adding, say, size, that, this, and all, we can do that. But the main thing is, I'm just copying the chart and I'm pasting it here. See the code here, how much it is. We can simplify like this. How can we do this? Not by just using this Chatgpt or something. You should know the basic things. How much ever AI will come, I'm telling you, human intelligence is greater than artificial intelligence. Keep this in mind. I'm not telling you people not to use AI. Please use it. It is the new technology. But don't think that because of AI, we'll not get the job or something. It's never like that. If that is the case, when computers came only, we all would have lost job, right? But we have to compete. You have to learn new things. That is always there. You have to, if you want to survive, you have to learn new things. But keep, remove that from your head. Because in the previous session, one of your IEEE guy only, Abhishek. Okay. So there was a question saying that, sir, I saw one ad. That fellow actually saying that, if I don't learn AI, then, I'll lose the job. I saw that ad from that day. I'm getting very scared. Why are you scared, man? Don't get scared. See, I showed you. Are we not writing better codes than ChatGPT? Right? We can. I'm not telling that ChatGPT will not give you all the right codes. I'm telling you AI will give the right codes, but you should also have that knowledge to edit that. Now you can say that, sir, I have all the instructions here. I'll follow this and I'll. You can do that. See, all the instructions are there. But tell me, how many of you can go and understand? Say, it says declare variables. Now again, they'll go, what is declare variables? I've seen people doing this. You'll not learn like this. There is a procedure to learn. Okay. See how simple it is. So this is how actually you can learn. But use AI tools. Before that, also learn the basic of things so that whenever you get any answers, you should be able to check that whether it is right, wrong, or something. The record macro, what we did, if you go back, see how big the code is. Not required so much of code. So we can do that in very simple things as well. Say we can remove some of the codes here. Okay, and then we can write that. Okay, so likewise, we have a lot of things. Say, let me just show you so how far we can actually, make the dashboards or the automations. Let me just show you. I have one. Let me just show you one tool. Okay, very long back I had done. See, this one tool which I've done is completely on VBA. Let me just go here and make it full screen. See, just see this data. It looks very, advanced kind of thing, but I'll tell you, nothing advanced here. Very simple codes only we have written. Now I want this to be in different formats to machine. See, this is by country what I'm seeing. I'll go here, see. It's changed. See. To be very frank, here the data, what you see here, it's getting changed. This is actually the sheets which are getting activated, that's all. The data is not getting updated here. There are three different sheets. What I'm telling you, these are all techniques what we actually use. The technical logics. People actually will feel that yes, it's in the same sheet itself, but they're actually going to different sheets. Next, suppose I want to change the currency type. See, the backend we have written all the calculations. It will just get changed like this. It's completely Excel, people. Now let's say I want to convert this into chart. See, click on the show chart. See. Again, the data is not getting converted to chart. It's a different sheet which you have kept. No, currency is actually getting calculated. It's a formulas. See. Now, let's say I have somewhere around some 54 charts are there here. Okay. If you want to export all these charts to my PPT, manually, if you want to do 54 charts, it will take a lot of time. If you wrote macros, now you might be thinking, oh, that might be advanced macros. Nothing. Same code what I've shown here, right? This is the code what I've written. The only thing is we have written in the loops. I told you loops means running as a repetitive things we keep executing. Now we just observe. I'll go here. I'll click on export. Now just observe. See. All the 54 charts are getting exported along with the title, everything. If you still have, if you want any templates to be taken care, that also we can. Within few minutes, all the charts are exported. I'll show you some more interesting things in this. This is what you can do in VBA. Lot many things you can do. People just think that, okay, let me record macros, and then with recording macros, you cannot do all these things. You should learn, see. Let me go here, see. I have so many charts. I can still filter the chart. See, I'll just click on this. Can you see here? Say I want only 3 countries with the molecules like this. See, just selecting few. Say okay. I can see only those many charts are there. Let me close this. I have very few charts. Now, if I run this, whatever charts have been selected there, only those will be exported here. See. Now, if you go back, say show table. See, can you see that? I want to export this Excel to Excel. Click on this. Let me just give one name. Say export to Excel. See, if you go to that folder, you can see that. See, can you see this? Only that data has been exported. People, this is what the companies expect. Going to some coaching center or say institute or say trainer, just teaching you saying that no, we be straight away start with some programs and then send it. That is not actually what the companies expect. You should be able to write the macro such a way that, in a simple way. See, I showed you how actually you can write it. So if at all, you ask someone, they say it's very advanced. But tell me, people, few things you have not learned, but still, do you think it's difficult to write the programs like this? Very easy, right? If you just understand step by step, don't you feel it is easy? Yeah. Right. People online, I think some 2 or 3 people have found. Right. So people, don't you feel it is easy? I want the people to answer now. Now tell me, don't you feel the VBS easy? It is easy. Okay. Now, if you say that, sir, I'm from a program, I'm not from programming background now. Don't you think we can learn programming now? Yes or no? Yeah. It's not difficult. People, I'm telling you, it's not difficult. There are many people from arts background who have learned, programming from BCom graduates. Only thing is, you should have the interest in your subject. If you have that interest, I can teach you. If you don't have that interest, if you don't have that confidence, how much ever I teach you, you go and learn from people from Microsoft also, you not learn if you don't have interest. Right? Okay. All right. So people, this is what I have for today. But one thing I want to ask people who are there here, how many of you actually want to learn the macros completely, right? From scratch, I'm telling, till the level what I showed you, the dashboard. How many of you want to learn? If anybody wants to learn, okay. If anybody wants to learn, please call Suma 9066078793. 9066078793. Okay, call this number. But people, it is paid. Okay, I'm not telling that it is just a free. So whatever I've given the free, this is completely free. This video I'll share. But suppose if you want to learn complete, from scratch till end, please call Suma. She will guide you. Okay, and don't worry about, we are charging some 50,000, 20,000, 30,000. We are teaching so many high-end things and all. No, nothing like that. Please call her. You speak to her and see if anybody wants to join. Please do call. If you have any clarifications also, please, you can ask. People who have already registered, who have already, um, paid the fees and also who have taken the classes. If anybody still wants to attend, there is no charges for you people who already registered. Tomorrow, from tomorrow, okay, 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Okay, daily sessions will be there. That is from Tuesday to Friday. Okay. If anybody is interested, you can call Suma. From tomorrow, we'll have the classes from beginning, so you can attend. And now, okay, again, I'll send you the number. I'll just put the number here. People, if you want, you can make a note of Suma's number. It is 9066078793. Okay, or anything, any queries you want, you can please call this number. So she will help you. Her name is Suma. She is our training coordinator. So she will actually help you. Okay. There's one thing. And as I always promise that I'll be giving you, taken the VBA class. Can I join again? People who have already paid the fees, who have already taken the classes, ITAS rules are always that you can attend any number of batches. There is no extra cost. People have already paid. If you still want to attend the session, please, you can attend. Okay, Siddiq, you can attend. Okay, there is no extra charges for. People who already paid the fees, who already attended also can attend. So tomorrow there will be a session. Okay. Fine. People who wants to join, so please do call Suma. She will help you. And if anybody needs, okay, the video, if anybody needs the video and the two books which I have, showed you, let me just show. Not sure how many of you actually have seen that book. Let me just show you that book. So if anybody needs that book, please do message me directly. Okay. So there is one book. There are some 300 codes which I have actually given the very simple thing. So if you go here, see everything is very simple. You can just copy this, paste it, and you can learn. Okay, these are all simple codes, but this is not from scratch. That is, I'll be teaching about how to write the macros. This is for the people who already know, some basic knowledge. They can use this one, and again I have one more. That is for only charts. Okay, so if you think you want to. So I have for the charts also I've written, so that also I'll share it with you people. If anybody needs, please let me know. I can send you this, and this will be completely free. You can WhatsApp me on my number 99000587. Okay, 9902058793. This is my number. If you're not able to see, I will put my number 9902058793. This is my number. You can message me for the video and for the books. Okay. Right. So before I end the session, all of you, I want all of you, please. See, I've taken so much of time to explain you people. How did you feel about the class? Just one line feedback I need. People, thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Mani. Akhil, thank you. Good. Thank you, Shivu. Thanks, Shweta. Bhavna, thank you so much. Srivani, thank you so much. So it's always good. Thank you, Purushottam. Thank you, Mano. Okay, good. All of you, please follow this. You can really learn programming. Okay, programming is not at all difficult. Thanks. The small dot. How to recognize the XLS? It is from VBA macros. Mhm. Dot XLS is a 2003 file. Okay, if it is dot XLSX, then it's a different version. Dot XLS is a 2003 version. So there you don't have to worry about whether to save it as macro enabled or something. So that is by default, it will get saved. The macros will be saved. But nowadays, no one is using this dot XLS. Okay. Thank you so much, people, for your time. And I guess this 2 hours was productive. So anybody needs the book and the video, please message me. 58793. This is my number. Okay. And also you can follow me in the LinkedIn. Okay. And if anybody needs to join our session, so you can call Suma. So she will actually help you in understanding this PBA topics and also for the registrations. Okay. And as I told you, the batch will start from tomorrow from scratch, and this will be paid. Okay. So you can speak to Suma regarding the fees and anything else. Okay. Right. Right, people. Thank you so much. Have a great day. So see you guys in the sessions. Bye bye. Take care.